Hello and welcome to another one of my Q&A videos that I do every 2 months. They're Patreon only, so only patrons can ask the questions. So if you want to ask a question yourself, it's just $1 per month, or you can ask a question in the comments of this video, and I'll try to reply to you down there. The first question is from Blake Barnett, who asks, favorite James Bond actor? My favorite has always been and will always be, I think, Pierce Brosnan. Maybe it's just because I grew up as a kid, but I feel like he was born, or like he was made from a test tube to be James Bond. He just has the look, and I like the sort of how he throws himself into every stupid situation that his movies put him in, and I find it very endearing. Although I do really like Daniel Craig as the more serious Bond. The older ones, as much as I enjoy them, are well before my time, so they kind of feel a bit novel to me. It's hard for me to make them my favorite. Next question from Smoothie. If you could get a random, not very popular older game a guaranteed HD re-release, which would you pick outside of Driver 3? If just a HD re-release, probably Stuntman, which I know is kind of cheating because it's just another Driver 3 thing, but Stuntman really struggled from bad load times. I don't think it's been designed poorly, if that makes sense. I just think the technical issues with it sort of demand a remake or a re-release. I'd also like to see The Longest Journey get a re-release because it's really sort of low resolution and old looking now. And I want to see Thrasher Skate and Destroy on PS1, which was this really interesting almost attempt at making a realistic skateboarding game on the PS1, and it's still really fun to this day, and I'd like to see them sort of port that somewhere to play again. If it's a full-blown like remake, maybe Road Trip Adventure, which was this open world racing game that kind of lets you just go around in this open world and choose people to race against, and it sort of had this cute style and it had a story. It's very interesting, and I'd also like to see one of the Brosnan Bond games get a full-blown remake, maybe like Everything or Nothing or Nightfire. I think they were both quality games, and aesthetically a remake would be very good. I got a question from Andrew Ferguson, or Dominant Eye. How do you feel about RPGs? If you like them, what are some of your favorites? Is there anything you would change about the genre as a whole? My favorite RPGs, I really liked Morrowind and Oblivion. I didn't get into Skyrim much at all, but those two Elder Scrolls games really hooked me back in the day. I'm currently playing through Final Fantasy X, which I played in the past. And that's really enjoyable. I have nothing against the genre as a whole. It's very much a cool genre. I just think that the like time commitment it takes means that I generally avoid playing them unless they're like huge milestone sort of RPG games. So I don't dig into smaller stuff in that genre because there's just a lot of grinding, and it's just they're generally very slow paced. And I've even found that I'll try like the big AAA, huge, wonderfully received RPGs and still not enjoy them that much because they're so slow. Like I tried The Witcher 3 recently, and I just didn't like it at all. It just didn't gel with me one bit. I found the story to be disjointed. A lot of the gameplay was just following like a yellow marker. It was just really boring to me. So yeah, I think it comes from a place of impatience, but I do generally want to like RPGs when I play them, if that makes sense. Dominic Chikoki asks, how's the pandemic been treating you? Is it easy to buckle down and get more work done, or is there just so much to do? I guess by how late this Q&A video is, I've been slower during the pandemic, even though I have more time to work on YouTube. I think that the balance that not being in lockdown afforded me sort of helped with my head a lot, and helped sort of, I didn't hit writer's block as much, and I was a lot more motivated when I was going out on weekends all the time. So yeah, not too well. I found it kind of depressing and boring and not a cool thing. But you know, compared to everyone else in the world, it's hard for me to complain. I'm just a dude doing YouTube videos, and Australia has it a lot better than other countries, which I'm very thankful for. Nicholas Wilson, who makes all the horrifying compost images you use as cover art? So the earliest ones were mostly entirely done by my friends, and the sort of pivot at one point that I took towards stupid, silly cover art or thumbnail art was born. Sort of, my friends started that pivot, and then since then it's mostly been me making them, but sometimes we still get together and make them together and make silly things. And so I try not to take full credit for making them, even though I make most of them, because the sort of most of the ideas and silliness of them was all just goofing around with my friends. Like the cars one wasn't made by me, it was made by a good mate of mine. Nikolai Mende, hi Peter. Here's a bunch of questions from me. When was the first time you finished Driver? What were your feelings after the last mission? What platform did you finish it on, PS or PC? And have you ever owned a racing wheel? And have you played Driver on it? I have owned a racing wheel. I have not played Driver on it, but I did play Driver San Francisco on it and found it a bit weird because of the whole car switching thing. But as far as the other two questions, I've actually answered this before, so I'm going to link it in the description. But just to be quick, I always got very close to finishing Driver, but never actually finished it until my review, which I know is very sort of, might be surprising considering how much I love the game, but I did just play the Take a Ride mode a lot, and I always played it on PlayStation. I've barely played the PC version, so I think the PC version is better, but just PlayStation's my version, it's the one I'm familiar with. Nikolai Mende again, I'll squeeze in one more. What about those Reliving videos? Are you still planning to do them? I'm glad someone's kept track of this. I'm glad someone's held me accountable because I said I'd do them and I didn't, and that was terrible of me. So what I'm going to do is release one alongside this video. So hang on, for everyone else watching, my Reliving videos are these Patreon only videos I used to do and took a break from, where I watch my old unlisted videos and sort of react to them. So if you want to see those, you got to become a Patreon, or you can see the first 3 episodes publicly on this second channel right now. So I am still planning on doing them, and because you've mentioned them and because I've been lazy, I'm actually about to record a whole bunch of them at once, and I'm going to release them every 2 weeks from this point forwards, with one of them releasing alongside this episode. So look forward to that. I'm going to go all the way up until the end of 2016. So that's my current plan. I'll do them every 2 weeks until we've caught up to 2017. How many times have you gone on Disney.com without your parents' permission? Never. Always ask permission. Why are there sidewalks in cars? This is a real big question. I've been wondering this for years. Who would win in a no-holds-barred fistfight, Mothman or Sasquatch? I had to look up Mothman, and that statue of him is absolutely horrifying, and I can't see the Sasquatch losing to him, even in a fistfight. And that's the last question, ending on a high note. Thank you for watching. New video coming soon. Yeah, if you're a patron, check out the Reliving videos coming out. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Take it easy.